Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Repurpose Live, where we help you to rethink your priorities of growth, wellness, and purpose. My name is Lissa Figgins, and it's my mission to help women like you to have the health, the time, and the resources to better do all the things that you're called to do in this stage of life. And one of my favorite parts of doing this is that each and every week, I introduce you to an amazing woman who can also help you on your journey. So today, I'm really excited to introduce you to Lyn Hogrefe. She is the founder and executive director of the Happy Hormone Cottage. Doesn't that sound fun? Really, it's just a safe place, for women to share their stories, to be heard and to be validated. And what I find really interesting is Lyn had her own journey with an emergency hysterectomy at 49. And through that, she recognized that there's this gap between what we're being told and what our bodies need. And so after personally fighting her way back to wellness, she now is passionate about educating women about, options that we have to naturally balance our hormones, to naturally prevent disease, and to naturally promote our wellness. So Lyn, I'm so excited that you are here. Let's start off with your story. Tell us a little bit about, your journey, what happened in your case, and how you got to what you're doing today with Happy Hormone Cottage.
Yeah, sure. Well, thank you. And it's great to be here. So I was, picture this, I was 49 years old, vibrant educator of sixth grade inner city students. I had them all day in my classroom, and I developed this bleeding issue. And I thought I had a 2-pound fibroid tumor in my uterus. I named him Bob. Bob grew very exponentially, very quickly. And we don't want a 2-pound fibroid tumor. They're not cancerous, but they're just really annoying. And I was hemorrhaging. So I waited to the end of the year as long as I could and went in and had an emergency radical hysterectomy and had Bob removed. And right before surgery, my doctor said to me, Lyn, ovaries in or ovaries out. And I didn't at that point know that ovaries were our little hormone factories. How would I have known that? I just didn't know it. So I said, oh, ovaries out. I don't want ovarian cancer. I'm a worrier, so take them out. So he did. Little did I know that my husband knew a lot about this because he's a pharmacist. And he would see his women coming in every month for their hormone medication, and they were all kind of overweight and cranky and didn't want sex with their husband. He's like, oh my God, not on my watch. And so he flew to Houston, Texas to become a compounding pharmacist. My 8-week checkup with my doctor, whom I love, Dr. Frank. Jeff went with me. So we had Dr. Frank, OBGYN, and Jeff, RPH. And I sat there like a little, woman, and they talked over my head. And at the end of the 15-minute co-paid appointment, Dr. Frank said to Jeff, okay, Jeff, your wife, your cause. I sent this prescription for compounded hormone therapy for you, not me. Went back to a friend's compounding lab. He made my hormone therapy from plant-based powders, and I began to use my hormone creams. Sort of magic happened. I went back to teaching the following September, and I felt amazing. I didn't gain 40 pounds. I still had energy, libido, and all my teacher friends who were in their 30s, I felt way better than them. I thought, oh my God, we're onto something here. So 2 years later, when I finished teaching, I recognized there was a real gap in our society with women going to their doctor for help. It's not taught in medical school and what we need. And I just began my Happy Hormone Cottage, and the rest is kind of just history.
Yeah, wow. I love that you have repurposed your experience. That's something that we talk about often on this program, that, so much of what defines who we are today is because of what's happened to us. And you could have taken that and been a woe is me, and now my life has changed, and, and all of that. And yet you said, wait, no, there's gotta be a better way. And then you saw that greater need out there for, for other people. And so I love what you're doing in that way. So let's go back. We're calling this Hormones 101. Okay.
Right.
So
sure. Yeah.
I think that a lot of us are probably uneducated. You and I are both educators. So we know the importance of education and defining terms and really knowing what we're talking about. So let's go back and just talk about kind of hormones and kind of give a little baseline. What are a few basic things that, women need to know about hormones?
Sure.
In general?
Yeah. The big, and if you can take notes, it might help. And I do talk fast because I'm from New York and I can. So I'll try to slow it down for you. But if you can take notes or listen to this again and take notes later, but the very biggest hormone that we love, it's my best friend, it's called progesterone. It's my bestest friend. I love it. And it does these 7 amazing jobs in our body. The biggest thing that I can highlight, though, is tell you that it's called our joy of life hormone. It's our joy of life hormone. And about the age of 35, we begin to lose progesterone. Why? Our ovaries begin to age. As a sixth grade teacher, I often hold up my little cup in my little Zoom sessions. This is a hormone receptor, and it's full of progesterone until about age 35. After age 35, as our ovaries begin to age, we need to make less progesterone. The time you're in your early 40s, the cup is really emptying. And so the symptoms you're experiencing are really exacerbated. So check out these 7 tasks of progesterone. It's going to blow your socks off. You ready? Number 1, it's sleep. The number 1 job of progesterone is to help us sleep. My favorite 5-letter word. Then number 2 is to help depression. 3, helps anxiety. 4, elevates the mood. So look at just those top 4 tasks: sleep, depression, anxiety, mood. That's why it's our joy of life hormone. If you're tired, depressed, anxious, and moody and irritable, are you having joy of life? Probably not, right? So instead of being offered an antidepressant or Prozac, which we're not Prozac deficient, right? I'm like, let's get to the root cause, okay? The 5th job of progesterone is to help those pesky sugar cravings that we get around our cycles. 6, it helps aches and pains. And 7, progesterone can help prevent breast cancer by balancing estrogen. It's an amazing hormone. And our fertility doctors know a lot about it because it can help prevent a miscarriage, but our typical OBGYNs and PCPs often don't know a lot about it. And we go to our doctors for help, and they're wonderful people. They'll often offer you a drug or maybe a birth control pill, which has synthetic progesterone called progestin. And I don't find those to be helpful. They don't find them fix the root cause. So what we do is we do this great testing. We get a 15-page report. By the way, when you go to your doctor, they might do blood work if you're lucky, and it gives you a number, not enough information. So we like our testing, and we make our own therapy for each woman in our compounding lab on site. They put in these little HR tickers. It's progesterone cream, all natural. Take the top off. We use it at night based on our testing, put it on our index finger, use it vaginally. And we use it every night until we croak. If you're having a period, use it 2 weeks of the month, day 12 to 26 of your cycle. I'm no longer having a period. I use it every night until death. Why? I'll never make enough because I no longer have ovaries and I'm no longer 35. It's a lifelong process, and it's called aging, which we're all doing, and there's no way to get around it. So progesterone is our first line of defense for women, customized for each woman based on really great testing.
Wow. Wow. So you talked about after 35, that production starts going down. It's interesting how so many things start, getting less produced in our bodies, whether it's with our skin or, with our hormones.
Right.
So, it seems like most of us, I'm in my 40s. I honestly have not really thought about, my hormones. Everything seems to be fine. And some people see signs earlier. So what are some of those maybe red flags or signs?
Yeah, sure. And it's such a slow process that you don't even realize it from one day make them think, oh my God, what is going on? Typically you're going to have brain fog, fatigue, low libido is a big one, lack of energy, hot flashes are a huge one, night sweats, irritability, moodiness. Thyroid issues become prevalent. I want to talk about that in a second if you remind me. It's just, you just don't feel yourself. And I always say, if you do nothing today, it's the best day you're ever going to have. It's not going to go away. It's not going to get better. It just gets worse through perimenopause and then through menopause. And our hormones do a lot of jobs in our body. If we don't replace them, they're not going to get done. And our quality of life just suffers. And I think I deserve better. Women deserve better. Right. And we go to our doctors for help, and God love them, a lot of them just don't know. It's not taught in medical school. So we're sort of lost. Right? We're just lost. So if I can educate and empower women to make the best choices, then at least they've got something to go on. And I want to show you a really quick book. If you want a book, here's a great one that I love. It's called Bioidentical Hormones 101 by Dr. Jeffrey Dosh, D-A-C-H, and it's digital. So bioidenticalhormones101.com by Dr. Dosh, D-A-C-H, is a great resource. It's also on my website, happyhormonecoach.com, but a great read, not written in medical speak, but in women talk. So a great resource, because if you Google this, you'll get conflicting reports because of the big pharma and media confusion. And so we want to eliminate all the confusions, let you know where to go for what I consider the truth. So my website has a great resources page with a lot of book studies and so on, like this book.
Fantastic. So we will definitely make sure we link to that in the show notes so people can find that. Because you're right. I mean, how many times have we looked to Dr. Google for information about something, and I mean, who knows what's going to show up and what the validity of it is. And yet we go off of that because we're just so desperate for.
Right. We just don't know. We don't know any better or differently. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, okay. So we've talked about what hormones are. We've talked about some, some signs to look for. Tell us a little bit about, I always like to get real practical and say,
Okay.
okay, so someone's listening today, maybe she's 35 and,
Right.
and she's right there at that place where,
Right.
kudos to you that you're hearing this now. Maybe she's like me where she's getting close to 50 and she's thinking,
Mhm.
okay, haven't paid attention to this. Maybe
Right.
she's, past 50, 60 later,
Sure. Sure.
so
Right.
what are some practical things that you would recommend that women do that can help them, really to pay attention to their hormones and giving their body what it needs?
I think being aware of your body and I'm recognizing how you're feeling physically. How's your energy? I mean, all the symptoms that I just listed a bit ago. Do you have any of the experience any of those? And then I would do some reading. I would look and check out Suzanne Sommer's books. I would just do some reading. I talk to other women. And then if you wanted to, I do offer these really great 3 small group Zoom sessions called Hormones 101 with Lynn, which will link to that. You can sign up for those. They're offered Wednesday and Thursdays. You're going to learn about the tasks of hormones, estrogen, testosterone, cortisol, and the thyroid is a huge one. And I feel so badly for women who go to their doctor for thyroid. They check the TSH and T4. That's it. It's like having a beautiful, shiny car. They've just checked 1 tire. They haven't checked the other 3. So we have a really amazing 10-point thyroid panel that we share. So you get the whole thing checked. You had the oil changed and everything checked under the engine so that you can be your best self. So it's an awareness and an educational piece. And I would say being aware of your body is the first step. And then taking the time to get the education you need to become empowered to make the best choices.
Yeah, yeah. I love that you're focused on that education piece. And that's the educator in you coming out that says, I don't just want to, even though what you have to offer people is a natural remedy, right? And is a great option for everyone. There's that why behind it, and there's that piece of just knowing and understanding our bodies and the changes that are happening over time and why this is so important and why, things like this can help in benefiting them. So have you seen, like women who have started later with this, have they been able to reverse some of
Oh yeah.
those red flags?
Yeah, I have a really great a friend. Actually, she owns a business, local business, and she had osteoporosis at the age of 49 genetically. Her mom had it as well. So she came in and got tested. Our motto is get tested, get treated to get better. She began to use our testosterone therapy and progesterone therapy. And within 2 years, within 1 year, she had stopped the bone loss. And within the next year, the second year, was regaining bone growth. So you have to stop the loss and then work to build new bone. So the drugs the doctors prescribe interrupt the bone building process and they can put holes in the jaw. We want to find and fix the root cause and then stem the osteoblast to make new bone with natural therapy. Such an easy fix, but no one knows about it. So that's why we're out there promoting what we do. It's not just me, people that do what I do know this, but let's educate and empower, because here's the deal. If I educate women, I can change behavior. And that's where the rubber meets the road. That's where the sweet spot is, changing behavior for the best lives naturally. That's my passion.
Yeah, yeah. And isn't that true in every era of our life, right? We were saying before we started recording, you don't know what you don't know, right? And so often we're going through things. And I want to circle back to the thyroid thing because
Yeah.
I had half my thyroid removed, and I honestly have not been back to a doctor to even talk about where it's at right now. So
Yeah, right.
I'm probably that person going, I need to, take advantage of this.
Yeah.
But you don't know what you don't know. But then once you know, you can't unknow. So I trust
Right.
that, if someone who's listening today is saying, okay, I had no idea that, I really need to think about this. I thought I was doing fine. And, and yet I'm guessing the sooner you start using natural remedies, the more preventative you can be.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
My husband
My husband is a compounding pharmacist and says he if every woman who's 35 progesterone, they wouldn't suffer a day in their lives. But we don't know what we don't know. And by the way, I do have to interject this one really important comment. A lot of our doctors and our oncologists will say to their women, oh, hormones cause cancer. That is so not true about what we do. That is true about the synthetic drugs back in the day masking as hormones, and they're correct in that arena. But we no longer do any of that. That's really old school. It's like driving an Etzel, right? So the brand new therapy is bioidentical, and we just customize it for each woman. So if you're afraid of it, that's a great sign that you don't know enough to be unafraid. So education will give you clarity, right? And for the thyroid, write this down. You don't want to check just the beloved TSH and T4. Here are other really great components: the T3, reverse T4, reverse T3, Hashimoto's markers of TPO and TGAB, vitamin D, vitamin B12, and ferritin. We can check all that. They have a really great picture of the thyroid and how it's working in your body. And from there, we can go ahead and customize therapy, which is critical, because no woman is built like any other woman. So why would you just get a one size fits most? Well, you probably wouldn't, right? Because one size fits you.
Right. I love that. And like you said, every woman is different. And so her needs are going to be different. And yet we all are going through this aging process, like it or not, no matter how much we try to, not think about it or prevent it, it's happening. And so if we're not, actively part of that process, we're going to see and feel the effects of that. So that's fantastic. Now, I know that you are located physically in the Midwest in Ohio. So, you and I are hours apart from each other. Are you able to help women who are in other areas of the country as well? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, that's a great point. COVID changed the landscape of what we all do in medicine, right? And so before COVID, we could help anybody anywhere. But now with COVID, we have telemedicine rules. We are now in person and telemedicine, but you have to either live in Florida or Ohio where you have a license for telemedicine. Otherwise, you have to come in person. But women do from all over the country, literally. I've even created a travel packet of where to stay for the night if you need to, and how to fly in and what to do. So you would almost need to come and see us in person. There are other facilities that do what we do. I will give you a big awareness here. We don't believe in pellets at our facility. We spend a lot of time fixing women who've been damaged from pellet therapy. So if you are in your own area looking for something like that, really do your homework.
Yeah,
do your homework.
So when it comes to doing your homework, you mentioned these Hormones 101 with Lynn groups that you do. Tell us a little bit about that, because I'm guessing someone's listening right now and she's thinking to herself, oh my goodness, I had no idea, or I've been seeing this, or I had no idea it was connected to this, or I know I need to do something and I just haven't done it. So tell us a little bit about those groups. There's that education piece that I love that you're focused on.
It's cheap and easy. And I said, just bring paper and pencil and a clear mind and maybe a glass of wine or a cup of coffee. We spend about an hour, and there are 4 or 5 women in the group. And it's great because they're from all ages, from 18 to 88 is my oldest one. We all have things in common. It's so fun. And we share and validate. I go over all the tests of all the hormones, talk about our great testing. I talk more about thyroid and cortisol. I answer questions. It's really an educational hour answering all parts of the hormone piece that people just don't know. I offer resources. And it's a way that women can bond and say, I'm not alone. I've been told to go home, walk my dog. I'll be dead soon. It's in my head. And we'll know that that's not true. And by the way, I also help younger women as well in their 20s and early 30s and even late teens with heavy periods, clotting, pain, and infertility, because hormones don't start at 35. We're born with them. So we really work with 18-year-olds through 88 is my oldest client. So it's just for all women of all ages.
I love that. I love that. And, and with everything, the more preventative we can be, the more educated we can be, the better we're going to feel, and then those things are not going to become barriers to the life that we want to live. Right.
Absolutely.
So I love that. By taking care of ourselves in all these different ways, we can better live out those things that we're called to do. And such a great resource.
Women are often guilty about not putting themselves on their list. They've got to go to the top list, because if we can help women, the families thrive. Right. So it's important we take care of ourselves first and not feel guilty about that, but put ourselves as a priority. And hormone health, eating well, nutrition, working out, it's all important, right?
Yeah, so true, right? Because if we put ourselves in the back burner, eventually we're going to have to make time for our illness, and it's always going to cost more time, more energy, more money, more emotions, right? To try to fix things than to be preventative.
Our health is an investment, not an expense. I'm sure you've heard that saying. We really believe that.
Yeah. I love that. So I love your heart. So if someone's listening today and she's wanting to know more, maybe she's, in one of those 2 states, or she just wants to know more, where would be the best place for her to go to get in touch with you and your resources?
Sure. She can go to happyhormonecottage.com. There's banners across the top. Click on the one that says Hormones 101 with Lynn, and you can just click on there and sign up online. Or our phone number is 513-444-6343. Women from all over the country can come into those Zoom sessions, and it's free, and it's not telemedicine. It's just me. I'm an educator. I don't need a license to do that. And then women who want to come in person out of state can do it. We like to help people.
Yeah, I love that. I love your heart for that. And, again, that you've repurposed your own experience and your own knowledge of something that a lot of us don't have the same knowledge base, and you're helping others to live well. And, that makes a difference, because it has a ripple effect, like you said.
Yeah.
When that woman is looking well, is looking good, feeling good, and has what she needs to keep living and serving and doing the things she wants to do, it affects
Absolutely.
everyone around her. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
that,
It's
that's
been a,
great.
it's been a blessing. It's been a huge joy to help women and connect with people like you. And we just want to keep helping women help themselves and feel their best.
Yeah. Well, thank you for taking the time to share today. I really appreciate that. And I encourage you, if you're listening, to do two things. Number one, go check out Lynn's website, check out those resources,
Mhm.
do some educating of yourself, maybe
Mhm.
even, read that book she talked about or get in one of her Zoom groups
Yeah.
and really just understand your body and what your body needs. And I'm guessing that everyone who's listening right now knows a woman probably many of them, right, who might need to hear this. And so I really want to encourage you. This is one of those things, like, don't keep it to yourself, because this could really, make all the difference in the life of someone else that you know and love. And so
Mhm.
we want to share this, information around to help other people to really truly be able to live well. So make sure that you're sharing that, and we'll put the links down in the comments in the show notes, so that way you guys have those resources and can easily find them. So before we end, Lynn, I always like just to ask off the cuff, right? If there's a woman right now who's listening and she's just
Mhm.
like, oh wow, yeah, I'm check all those boxes. I'm struggling with all of that. What would you say to her? Just what one thing would you say to her?
I would say call us for a step one consultation or a free group Zoom session to get educated so you can make the best decision for you. Don't
Yeah.
live in the dark, but get clarity on this and put yourself first.
Yeah, I love that. It's never too late, and
No.
to do something, and it's never too early to get started and taking care of
Absolutely.
yourself. So
Yeah.
great resources, great information. Thank you so much, Lynn, for sharing with us today. And thank you everyone for listening. I trust this has helped you and maybe gotten your wheels turning so that you will take some action on the information that you now have and see what your body really needs. So thanks everyone. And until next time, keep living repurposed so that you can create a life that you truly love. Thank you.